Hey everyone, this is Disc Junkie and welcome back to DISCJUNKIE'S Jeep. And today I'm going to start a project which I feel really ashamed about this. I bought a light bar by Rugged Ridge. It feels like I bought it a year ago, or in any case I bought it when the sun was out and stuff. Then winter came, because winter's always coming. And it just ended up that I didn't mount it because I don't have a heated garage where I can stand and work on the Jeep, and I don't have space inside and whatever. So yeah, it just went on and on. I put this on a shelf and I sort of forgot about it. And I still don't have the lights to mount on this bar, but I thought I would at least try to run most of the essential wires and just get it up there, and then if I don't start doing this, I'm just never gonna do it. So before anything else, I just want to introduce you to the Rugged Ridge light bar. Sorry about all the wires here. I bought this lighting wire kit, which says this is so simple, and I look at it and I read it and I read it and I read it, and I still don't understand what the fuck is going on. This is the top part of the light bar. As you can see right here. Let's see if I can turn this without everything falling over. You can see that it has these pre-drilled holes with little rubber thingamajigs on them, and then you basically have one of those adjacent mounting points. So you're gonna mount your lights on here, and then you can run the wires into the steel frame and down the pipe, so to speak. And over on the side here is one of these side parts, or the lower parts of the beam, and this is essentially gonna mount using the factory threaded holes that you see here. So we're gonna remove the bolts, and then we're just gonna place it over like that. Like I said, this is one of those projects which I imagine gonna be taking forever, because I'm just a lazy guy and I tend to, just don't have time to do everything. Let's just try to focus on getting the fucking light bar mounted. So this is an original Rugged Ridge light bar, so it will come with all kinds of instructions. First thing we are going to do, we are going to remove the factory windshield brackets, blah blah blah. Place masking tape, yada yada. Let's just get this show on the road. Not terribly good doing this with one hand, but I'm gonna try. There we go. Do the same thing with the other ones. Now, once you've removed your bolts, you're actually gonna wanna keep these in a good place, because we are gonna be reusing these once we actually get the bracket off. We are going to put a new bracket on there, and we are going to reuse the same bolts or screws or whatever you want to call them. I decided to use this can of Turkish yogurt. Funny thing about this, the guy on the cover isn't actually from Turkey. There was a newspaper article about this in Sweden, and he's actually from Greece, and he actually found out that, he was this unwanted model on the can of the Turkish yogurt, and I think he got a settlement or something, because he's apparently still on there, even though he's not actually from Turkey. Just make sure that you have a good place you store your bolts. It doesn't have to be Turkish yogurt, you can just use whatever you have, that you've already eaten. Doesn't even have to be food, it can be anything. Once you got all your bolts out of the holes here, you should just be able to remove this fairly easy. Flip this away, and you can see how wonderfully dirty your car probably is. I don't know if you want to clean this off. No one's ever gonna see it, but what the hell, might as well clean it. Okay, so I've cleaned off most the dirt that was on there. Now, one thing I'm actually gonna do before putting this on is that I'm actually gonna run some basic wires through this. There is actually a hole into the pipe. There's also a pre-drilled hole here on the outside, so you can either run your wire out through this hole, or you can run it through the actual base. Now I'm gonna run it through the base, then when I'm actually gonna put the lights in, I don't have to dismount the whole thing. Once you've got your wires through the tube all the way over here and coming out through the base hole, it's actually quite a small hole. You might want to get the little rubber nozzle thingy out before you thread these through, but it is good to keep it there just so you don't get any chafing on the wires. Then I'm just running the wires into the engine compartment here, taking the simplest route behind this metal piece here, and then they're essentially coming out over here. So now I'll just go ahead and flip this, and now placed just the outer bolts here and see what it looks like. I was actually a little bit worried about these holes here, because they look like they're actually way off. Feels like I don't know how I'm gonna get a bolt through those pre-thread holes. They look like they're at a bit of an angle. Tried threading the bolt through a little bit and it looks like it actually works. I think it just looks strange in terms of the angle. So now I'm actually gonna go ahead and repeat the process for the other side. But you don't really have to watch that because it's just same thing all over again. So just go back and watch the thing all over again. Maybe hold up a mirror so it looks like it's on the other side. And that way you're saving me the editing to show you the other side as well, because it's just unnecessary. Shut up! Alright, so let me just put that down. Now we got both of these in place. Just like with the other side, I am kind of worried as to how this is supposed to fit together. The instruction says to leave, you're just going to put in these 4 outer bolts, leave them loose. Now, with the help of a second person, preferably a friend, you are going to place the top light bar part into the 2 pipes. Now, seeing as I don't have any friends, I guess I'll just have to do this on my own. So, let's see how this feels. That side is fine. Well, let's just take this back. Alright, so you are definitely gonna want to leave those things really loose, because I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but you'll want to have them pretty loose because you will have to bend them inwards to actually get them on there. So I'm gonna loosen them and try and doing the same thing again. Seriously? You're thinking this is gonna work? This is way off. Gonna need like an additional, I don't know, 2-3 centimeters to get this in place. And I don't think any kind of friend is gonna help me get there. I've loosened them even further. So let's try this for 3rd time. And hopefully still not break anything. So it's in on that side. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah! Damn! How the hell is this gonna fit? Thinking maybe the problem is that I got these on here. These are just plastic adhesive cheap stuff. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe you need like a power tool, to tighten this, because you want to get like, it's got this soft padded foam backing. I'm guessing that's gonna have to be compressed really hard to even make this fit. I was able to push the bars in, so I'm guessing now I just need to tighten all the bolts and hope that I don't hear a crack anywhere, but I think it might be possible. I'm guessing you're gonna have to tighten these really hard to get everything to fit. Let's see how this goes. It's actually able to put the front bolts in. I was really worried about this, but once you actually tighten the outer bolts, and I mean really tighten them, and also once you've gotten this into position, you should be able to get the bolts in there. But I mean, it's millimeter precision really. Every little thing counts to be able to make these fit. But yeah. For the final step here, we got some bolts, some washers, some nuts. Oh fuck, now I dropped it. Why did you make me do this on camera? There it is. Alright. So anyway, we're just gonna place this M8 screw. It's not as hard as it looks, people. I've put stuff in holes before. And then you're just attaching like this little locking washer and this bolt on the other side. I'm really dropping everything today, ain't I? You might as well lay there. I'll just do this without a camera in my hand. There we go. And then lastly, I'm just gonna have to tighten this because it's one of those bolts that has the little rubbery lining to it, meaning that you sort of have to force it on there. And there's one of these Allen keys is also included with the purchase. And lastly, just doing the same on this side. So there we go. Bada beam, bada boom. So yeah, that is the light bar installed. Obviously doesn't have any lights on it, but I gotta say that even if you're not aiming to actually add lights to your vehicle, I gotta say that this bar is really slick looking. It's got great texture, which really sort of feels like it will match most of these sort of matte black kind of accessories that you have. Obviously these aren't exactly the same, as you can see. It's a cheap Chinese knockoff, and whereas this is really hard metal and this is just plastic. But you got your side step that are matte, and it's just overall I just think it blends really well with the exterior of the car, and it just creates sort of like an exoskeleton kind of thing, and it really does add a new dimension to the Jeep. My only concern, it's not exactly like it's in there properly. I do have a slight edge on that side. Looking at it from afar, you can't really tell, but the right side does essentially have a bit of an angle inwards and goes, you know, sort of like that. But I mean, it's really not a lot, so can't wait to take this out on the road. And oops, oh, gotta get these hidden away, but I'll get that done off camera. That's it for me today. Making this a short video, so we might come back to this project and eventually add lights to it. I need to read up and get to learn more about lights and electrics and whatnot, which I don't know already. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, hope to see you all next time.